Hello dear students, welcome all in class 9th. Students, I hope that you all are safe and sound at your homes. Dear students, today we will continue chapter 1, Matter in our surroundings. In today's lecture, we will learn about states of matter and their characteristics, meaning of some important terms like rigidity, compressibility, fluidity, kinetic energy, and density. Then we will learn about the differences between characteristics of solid, liquid, and gases. Students, have a look around you and observe different types of matter. You may observe some matter are solid, some are liquid, and some are gases in state. Chair, table, pen, mobile, computer, books, paper, clothes, fruits, trees, etc. They all are solid in state. Water, milk, juices, tea, coffee, rainwater, different shakes you drink, lemonade, soda water, lemon juices, all are in liquid state. The blowing wind, the air you breathe in, the air you fill in your balloons, your tubes of your vehicles, your football, etc. all are the examples of gaseous state of matter. So, matter exists in three main states, that is solid, liquid and gas. Actually students, there are many states of matter about which you will study in detail in your higher classes, but in 9th standard we are mainly concerned with these three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. Now question arises, why matter exists in these three states of matter? Dear students, these states of matter actually depend on arrangement of particles. You have learned that matter is made up of particles, and the particles are arranged tightly, very closely in solid state, loosely in liquid state, and very loosely in gaseous state. What makes these particles arranged like this? Students, these particles are held together, they are bound together by a force of attraction. That is called interparticle force of attraction. And this interparticle force of attraction binds the particles in solid states very tightly and closely to each other. That is why this interparticle force of attraction is very strong in solid state. This interparticle force of attraction is comparatively weaker in liquid state and very weak in gaseous state. Due to this, the interparticle space, means the space between the particles, is negligible or very small in solid state. Comparative to solid, it is larger in liquid state and very large in gaseous state. So the factors on which the states of matter depend are interparticle force of attraction and interparticle space. Before doing the properties or characteristics of three states of matter in detail, let us know about some important terms, because these important terms will be repeated in properties of three states of matter. The first property, the first important term is rigidity. Students, we normally say that solids are rigid in nature. What makes them rigid in nature? Obviously, their particles are held tightly by the strong forces of attraction, and they have least or negligible interparticle spaces between them. That makes them rigid in nature, hard in nature. What is the definition of rigidity? It is the tendency of the particles of matter to maintain their shape when subjected to outside force. Means when you hit any solid object, it hardly changes its shape. When you draw pen down, when you hit wall, when you hit any solid object, it hardly changes its shape. On applying large force, it may break down into small pieces, but its rigidity remains there. It does not actually change its hardness. It remains in solid state. It does not change its shape. Though it may broken down into pieces on applying large forces, but its shape remains same. That is why solids are rigid in nature. Compared to solids, liquids and gases cannot maintain their shape. Why? Because their particles are loosely arranged. They have large spaces between their particles, due to which they cannot be rigid in their nature. They cannot maintain their shape. So, solids are rigid in state, nature, whereas liquids and gases are not rigid. Another important term is compressibility. Compressibility means tendency to decrease the volume of matter when subjected to outside force. See, when you apply force on any solid state of matter, like in this diagram, we apply the force by this piston. It does not get compressed. Reason, the particles are very tightly packed. They have negligible space or very little space between their particles. So it cannot be compressed. The particles cannot be brought much closer because there is no space. So they have negligible compressibility or least compressibility. On the other hand, if you apply force on liquid state of matter, these have small spaces between their particles, and when you apply force, these can be brought closer. The particles can be brought closer by applying force from outside. This shows that this liquid state of matter has some compressibility. It can be compressible to some extent as compared to solid, but if you apply more force, same force on gaseous state of matter, these can be compressed to larger extent. They show high compressibility. Reason, they have large interparticle spaces and weak forces of attraction. So due to this property, these gases can be filled in cylinders like LPG or CNG. You see that these gases are filled in cylinder because of their compressibility nature. So what is compressibility? It is the tendency to decrease the volume of matter when subjected to outside force. Fluidity. It is the tendency of the particles to flow, due to which they can change their shape. Solids cannot flow. They are rigid in nature because particles are tightly packed. But liquids and gases are considered as fluids because they have interparticle spaces between them and weak forces of attraction, due to which they can flow and change their shape. So they are considered as fluids. Kinetic energy is another important term. When the particles are in motion, they possess energy. That energy is called kinetic energy. It is energy possessed by particles of matter due to their motion. Solids have least kinetic energy because particles are tightly packed. They do not have spaces. Liquids have high kinetic energy because they have comparatively more spaces and less force of attraction. And gases have highest kinetic energy because they are very loosely packed, the particles are very loosely packed, and they have weakest forces of attraction. So they can flow easily in all directions compared to solid and liquids. Now comes to density. Density means mass per unit volume of substance. Solids have high density, means they have more mass per unit volume. Mass which is measured in standard units like kilogram and volume in meter cube in case of solids. So mass per unit volume of substance is very high, so they have high density because again the particles are densely packed. Whereas liquids are less denser than solids because particles are loosely packed as compared to solids, and gases have least density because again the particles are very loosely packed in gaseous state. Now you will learn about properties of solid in a convenient way because you have learned about all these, the meanings of all the properties of solid. Solids have definite shape, distinct boundaries and fixed volume. Students, you can see that all solids have some definite shape. You can see they have distinct boundary also and fixed volume. They cover some fixed space, so they have fixed volume. Interparticle spaces is minimum, force of attraction is maximum, negligible compressibility, rate of diffusion is least because these particles are tightly packed, they cannot diffuse. When you keep two balls together, can they diffuse into each other? Can they merge into each other? Can they flow into each other? No, they cannot because they are rigid in nature, they are solid in state, their particles are tightly packed. They are rigid, they maintain their shape when subjected to outside force, their kinetic energy is least, they have high density. We have discussed all these properties in detail in this lecture. But there are some exceptions in solids. See sponge. You might have seen sponge many times. Sponge is used in your mattresses, in your chairs, in your sofas, etc. And they are in solid state. But when you apply force on them, when you sit on them, when you press them between your hands, if you take sponge in your hand, you feel that it gets compressed, and we have learned that solids have negligible compressibility. Students, you know sponge has minute holes, very tiny holes in it, in which air is trapped, and when you press it, this air is expelled out and they get squeezed, they get compressed, the sponge gets compressed. But when you release the pressure, when pressure is removed, when the force is removed from, when you stand up from sofa, it comes back to its original shape. This means that it has the ability to maintain its shape. So on pressing, it gets compressed, but when pressure or force is removed, then it comes back to its original shape. It means sponge is a solid because it can maintain its shape. Rubber band, it is an elastic in nature and it can change its shape on stretching, and we know that solids do not change its shape. So can we consider it a solid? Yes. Why? Because rubber band changes shape under force, but when the force is removed, it regains, it comes back to its original shape. So it is again a solid. What about sugar or salt? When you take sugar or salt in different jars, containers, they take the shape of those containers or jars. But we say that solids do not change their shape. Then why it happens so? Students, if you see the small granule or small crystal of individual sugar or salt, it is fixed, its shape is fixed. Whether you take it in your hand or put in your plate or put in jar, the shape of individual sugar or salt crystal is fixed. So it is again considered as solid. Now, properties of liquids. Liquids do not have fixed shape but have fixed volume. They take up the shape of container in which they are kept. Look at this diagram. These liquids, water, milk and oil, are taken in three different containers. They take the shape of the container, but they have fixed volume. If you have taken 50 ml of water, milk or oil in these three containers, then their volume remains 50 ml in all these three types of containers, but shape is different. Their interparticle spaces are comparatively larger. We have learnt about, as the particles are loosely packed, interparticle forces of attraction are weaker. These are called fluids because they flow and change their shape. Rate of diffusion is more. Kinetic energy of particles is comparatively higher than that of solids. They are less denser than solids. They have lesser compressibility or almost incompressible because of small spaces between them, which can be considered larger than solids but smaller than gases. So as compared to gases, they can be compressed to some extent. Now see the topic, rate of diffusion of solid, liquids and gases into liquids. Students, we have seen that you can dissolve solid like sugar or salt in water, or some crystals of copper sulfate, potassium permanganate. In the previous lecture you have seen that we can dissolve these solids in water molecule in water, whereas liquids like juices, like ink, like milk, it can also be dissolved in liquid. And gases also diffuse in water, like aquatic animals. They breathe in water by taking dissolved oxygen in water and releasing carbon dioxide into water. It means gases are also diffusible in water. But the rate of diffusion is different. Why? Again, arrangement of particles. Solids are tightly packed, particles are tightly packed in solids, so rate of diffusion is comparatively less. Whereas in case of liquids, the rate of diffusion is larger than the solids because they have more spaces in them, in between their particles, and gases diffuse very fast and very easily because of large interparticle spaces between them. Now, liquids have low density, we know it, as compared to solids, but normally in your routine you see that when you drop ice pieces, ice cubes in water, being solid, they must sink in water, but they do not, they float on the surface. But we know that solids are denser than liquid, then why ice floats on the surface of liquids? The reason, when water is freezed into ice, the water molecules which are arranged like this, they are on freezing, when they turn into ice, they form this type of structure, which is normally in simple language can be called as cage-like structure, and water molecules move far apart from each other, having large spaces between them in which air is trapped. This cage-like structure makes ice less denser than water and increases its volume. We know that density is equal to mass upon volume, and density is inversely proportional to volume. More is the volume, lesser is the density. So this makes ice less denser as compared to water and makes ice floats on the surface of water. Very important question from examination point of view. Now see properties of gases. Gases, you know, they are the particles are very loosely packed, least forces of attraction, so they neither have fixed shape nor fixed volume. Their interparticle forces spaces are maximum, forces of attraction is least. That you have already know about these properties. Now in detail, they flow easily, again because they have large spaces and weak forces of attraction. and fill the container. They have less in which they are kept. They have very less density. Their speed, their kinetic energy is very high. Their rate of diffusion is maximum, and they are highly compressible, due to which they can be filled in various cylinders or in various containers. Small volume of gas can be filled in a large volume of gas can be filled in small cylinders due to this compressibility. Some important examples again which are given and asked in the form of questions in your textbooks. A gas fills completely the vessel in which kept. I hope that now it is very clear to you. The reason is very clear. You can answer on your own that why it fills completely the vessel in which it is kept, because particles have large spaces between them and move freely at high speed because of weak forces of attraction, and you can write answer in your language. A gas exerts pressure on the walls of the container. Pressure means force upon area, and when particles of gaseous state, they are filled in the container, they move randomly at high speed because they have more spaces between them, and due to this random movement they hit each other and walls of the container too, and exert force per unit area of the container. This shows that gas exerts pressure on the walls of the container. Then wooden table, why it is called solid? Again question, I hope that you are now able to answer this question. The wooden table is rigid, hard, not compressible, has definite shape, distinct boundary, definite volume. All these are the properties of solid which make wooden table which we can say that wooden table is a solid in state. We can easily move our hand in air, students, but to do the same through a solid, we need solid wooden block, we need a karate expert. What is this means? This means we can move our hand easily in air. Why? Because air particles are loosely packed, they have more space, least force of attraction, so we can move our hand in air very easily. But when you blow a block of wood or a tile, then if you are not expert in this trick, then you may get hurt. So why? Because interparticle spaces in solid block of wood is very less and force of attraction is very strong, and to cut that to overcome that interparticle force of attraction, you have to apply force. So if you are not expert in this activity, you may get hurt. But that is why it is written that to move your hand through a solid wooden block, you need a karate expert. The last topic of today's lecture is how can you show that gases are highly compressible than liquids and solids. So for this we take 3 syringes which are available in chemist shop, or you can say that in hospitals or in doctor's clinic. You can remove the pistons of 3 syringes and keep one empty and other filled with water and third one filled with chalk or salt, and make them airtight by rubber cork, by putting rubber cork at the other end of syringes. Now push the pistons in the 3 syringes. Now what you will observe? Don't you observe that in first case you can push piston very easily in which air is filled or which was just empty, means air is there, and then you apply some force to push piston in which liquid is filled, and you feel very difficult to push piston in case of where the salt or chalk like object is taken. This shows that gases can be compressed more easily than liquids and solid because there are weak intermolecular forces of attraction between the particles. Distance between the particles in gaseous state is very large as compared to solid and liquids, so you can compress gases more easily than liquids and solid. On the basis of this same, we have already discussed that CNG, which is a compressed natural gas, can be filled in cylinder and used in vehicles as a fuel. LPG, which is liquefied petroleum gas, can also be filled in a cylinder which is used for cooking, because they can filled in cylinders on the basis of this compressibility, right? So this is all about today's lecture. Have a look at the differences in characteristics of various states of matter. Go through this table and you will, I hope that you will now very easily compare the characteristics of various states of matter on the basis of these properties which we have discussed in this lecture in detail. Students, I have also attached one video with this lecture. Kindly see this video, enjoy it and understand the topic much better. Thank you and have a nice day.
Matter. Since early times, human beings have been trying to understand their surroundings. As we look at our surroundings, we see a large variety of things with different shapes, sizes and textures. Everything in this universe that we see is made up of material which is called matter. Matter occupies space and has mass. All matter is made up of tiny particles. If we were to observe sunlight falling through a window, we would be able to see tiny particles floating in the air. These particles have spaces between them. Let's demonstrate that using the example of salt dissolved in water. When we dissolve salt in water, the particles of salt get into the space between the particles of water. Also, you will observe that there is no change in the water level. Thus, we have found that particles have space between them. You will also see that the particles continuously move. A drop of ink slowly spreads in water. Matter around us exists in three states: solid, liquid and gaseous. Matter in the solid state has definite shape and volume. This is because the particles in solid are tightly packed, fit together in a regular way, and there is no big space between the particles. Therefore, the force of attraction between the particles is very strong, and the only movement they make are tiny vibrations to and fro. That is why solids are rigid and retain their shape. If we take a stone and put it in a box, the pebble retains its shape. Matter in liquid state has no fixed shape but has a fixed volume. In liquids, the particles are most closely held together but are not in a fixed pattern. Particles move freely and have greater space between each other. Because of the greater space between the particles, the force of attraction between the particles is weaker than in the solid. Matter in gaseous state has no definite shape and no definite volume. In the gaseous state, the particles are far apart. There is a lot of space between the particles and they move about randomly at high speeds. Due to the huge space between the particles, there is no force of attraction. When a stone is dropped into a beaker with water, why does the stone sink into the water? Let us explore. Generally, the density of solid is high compared to liquid and gas because there are not big spaces between the particles. Gases have much lower densities than either liquids or solids. Let us examine compressibility, another attribute of matter. These are empty syringes. Close the nozzles of the syringes with rubber corks. Fill one syringe with chalk pieces, fill another with water and leave one syringe empty. Insert the piston and try to compress the material in the syringe. You will see that the syringe with the solids is not compressible because the solids are rigid. The syringe with water is compressible because there is greater space between particles compared to solids. The syringe which is empty is easily compressible because the particles in a gas, in this case the air in the syringe, have more space than solids and liquids. This experiment shows that gas is highly compressible compared to solids and liquids. Yet another attribute which differentiates solids, liquids and gases is diffusion. When perfume is released into the air, the fragrance spreads very fast. This is due to the movement at high speed of particles and the large space between them, thereby gases show the property of very fast diffusion. Liquids have less diffusion when compared to gas. In solids, diffusion is negligible. Things to remember. Matter exists in 3 states: solid, liquid and gaseous. Solids have definite shape and volume. Liquids have no fixed shape but have a fixed volume. Gases have no definite shape and volume. The spaces in between the constituent particles are minimum in the case of solids, intermediate in liquids and maximum in gases. The forces of attraction between the particles are maximum in solids, intermediate in liquids and minimum in gases. Generally, density is very high for solids, moderate for liquids and much lower for gases. Generally, compressibility and diffusion are negligible in solids, moderate in liquids and very high in gases.